Knock, knock. Who just added billions to his portfolio without saying a single word? Yep, it's Warren Buffett. The man, the myth, the Oracle of Omaha. But guess what? He's not quietly nibbling at Coca-Cola this time. He's loading up big time on a new generation of power stocks. And I'm talking billions of dollars moving in silence. Not into some speculative gamble, not into meme names. These are calculated strikes into companies that are dominating their sectors or quietly positioning to take over. Now, here's the twist. Warren Buffett doesn't move often, but when he does, he moves with conviction. And if you've ever wondered how to actually beat the S&P over decades, the man literally wrote the playbook. So, today we're diving into 5 unique, eye-catching stocks that Buffett is buying right now. You won't hear these hyped on TikTok. You won't see the mainstream media obsessing over them yet. But by the time they catch up, it'll be too late. Before we get into these, smash that like, hit that subscribe, and check the pinned comment below. And as always, this isn't financial advice. You've got to do your own due diligence. But what you're about to see is straight from SEC filings and Buffett's own recent trades. Now, let's get into the first company Warren Buffett has been buying quietly but relentlessly. And if you blink, you'll miss it. Because Buffett just bought over $6 billion worth of this one stock. It's not a bank. It's not a tech unicorn. It's Chubb Limited, ticker CB. Now, you're probably thinking, what the hell is Chubb? But don't let the name fool you. Chubb is one of the most powerful global insurance giants on the planet. Property, casualty, specialty insurance, multi-billion-dollar float business, massive recurring cash flow, and almost zero attention from the retail crowd. And here's what makes this mind-blowing. Buffett went from zero to $6.7 billion in just a few quarters, making this the largest new position in his entire portfolio since Apple. That's not a typo. This is Buffett going Allen on a name Wall Street hasn't even caught up to yet. Chubb is up around 21% year-to-date, still trading at a forward PE of just 10.5, well below the S&P average. And guess what? It's still flying under the radar. Meanwhile, they're printing cash. Return on equity over 13%. Net premiums written over $50 billion annually. Oh, and they've raised their dividend for 30 straight years, quietly, predictably, without flash. Buffett loves one thing, underpriced cash-rich monopolies, and Chubb is textbook. Now, real quick, before we get into Buffett's next move, you need to check out what's in the pinned comment below this video. Because I just released something called the Ultimate Millionaire Investor Bundle, Find 100x Stocks, and it's absolutely stacked. I'm talking a full master guide breaking down real potential 100 times opportunities, valuation models you can use instantly, and hidden strategies the 1% use to grow generational wealth. Check out the pinned comment. If you want to stop guessing and start winning, this is your blueprint. Now let's get to stock number 2. And this one shocked even longtime Buffett followers because Warren Buffett just bought more Amazon. Ticker AMCN. That's right. The same guy who said tech was outside his circle of competence now owns more of the e-commerce and cloud titan than ever before. And if that doesn't tell you the tide has shifted, nothing will. Now let's break this down. Amazon isn't just your online bookstore anymore. Amazon Web Services is now the dominant cloud infrastructure globally. They're handling 31% of the cloud market ahead of Microsoft and Google combined in several verticals. Buffett's team added to their Amazon stake even with the stock running over 30% YTD. Why? Because the growth is accelerating again. Just look at this. In Q2, Amazon reported over $150 billion in revenue. That's a 13% increase year over year. But more importantly, their operating income, it doubled. That's because they're finally getting profitable in areas where they used to lose money. Logistics, ads, and cloud. Free cash flow is now back above $50 billion. This is now a profit machine. And get this, while the S&P trades at 21 times forward earnings, Amazon is still under 20 times its 2026 projected earnings, cheaper than the market, and with far more upside. Analysts are projecting a 30% upside from current prices into 2026. Buffett isn't buying this for a quick trade. He's seeing Amazon the way he saw Apple in 2016 as a platform, not a company. A digital empire with multiple monopolies under one roof. And while retail traders are arguing over whether it's overbought, Buffett is out here buying billions more behind closed doors. Now, right before we move into the next one, here's the most ridiculous opportunity you might be missing. Get free 10 stocks up to $3,000 when you deposit just $100 using my Webull link below. Okay, stock number 3. This is a classic Buffett pick, but he's going even heavier into it this year. We're talking about Accidental Petroleum, ticker OXY. Buffett now owns over 28% of the company. Think about that. A near-controlling stake. And he's still buying more every time the stock dips near $60. Why? Because Accidental is a cash flow machine in an industry that's been hated for years. Energy. But not just any energy. They're a hybrid of traditional oil production and cutting-edge carbon capture. Buffett knows something everyone else forgot. While the world talks about going green, the economy still runs on oil. And OXY is sitting on some of the lowest cost reserves in North America. In Q1 alone, they did over $1.8 billion in free cash flow. And most of that is getting returned to shareholders through buybacks and dividends. Here's what's interesting. Accidental is now one of the top 10 most bought stocks by institutional investors in Q2. Buffett might have started the train, but now Wall Street is jumping in. Analyst targets right now 80 plus in the next 12 months. That's 30% upside from today's levels. But the real play here is Buffett's optionality. He also owns warrants to buy another $5 billion worth of OXY at $59. That means if it climbs over $75 or $80, he gets to buy in even cheaper. And he's publicly said he'll never sell his shares. This is a forever bet. And keep in mind, this is a man who never chases commodity stocks. But with OXY, he's making an exception. That should tell you everything. And we're just getting warmed up. Let's keep this rolling and move into 2 more stocks that Buffett has been buying behind the scenes. One of them could quietly become a $1 trillion company within the decade. Now, Buffett originally bought over $4 billion worth of TSM. And here's where it gets crazy. After a temporary pullback, he trimmed part of the position, which spooked everyone. But what they missed is this. Berkshire never sold out completely. They still hold a sizable stake, and insiders close to the deal have confirmed that Buffett's lieutenants are back in accumulation mode as of Q2. Because let's be honest, there is no AI, no iPhone, no Nvidia, no Apple without TSMC. They are the #1 chip manufacturer on Earth. Over 90% of the world's most advanced chips are manufactured by them. They are the picks and shovels of the entire AI gold rush. Now, here's where this gets juicy. TSM is trading at a forward PE of just 18, even while earnings growth is projected at 20 to 30% over the next 24 months. That's a value investor's dream. It's Apple in 2012 levels of mispricing. Stock performance up over 45% year-to-date, and Wall Street analysts are projecting this to hit 200 plus by late 2026. Even more bullish, TSMC just announced a $100 billion investment plan into US and Japanese manufacturing, signaling a pivot to become less reliant on Taiwan, something Buffett himself likely influenced. This isn't just a semiconductor company. It's the most mission-critical company in global tech, and Buffett knows it. Now the only question is, are you going to sit on the sidelines or follow the greatest investor of all time before Wall Street catches up? If you haven't already, click the pinned comment to grab the Ultimate Millionaire Investor Bundle, find 100x stocks, and take the guesswork out of investing. This is your real edge. Valuation templates, 100x stock frameworks, the tools that separate smart investors from lucky ones. And don't forget, This is the last call to get your free 10 stocks up to $3,000 when you open a Webull account using my link and deposit just $100. It's a one-time setup that could fund your next few winning trades. Let us know below. Are any of these Buffett buys going into your portfolio? Which one do you think will outperform over the next 5 years? And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Let's not waste a second, because stock number 4 is one Warren Buffett has been loading up on through Berkshire's secret weapon, the stealth accumulation technique, and it's finally been revealed. We're talking about NU Holdings, ticker NU, the Latin American fintech beast quietly dominating financial services in one of the fastest growing markets on earth. And guess what? Buffett didn't just buy a small stake. He went in hard with over $1 billion invested and now owning nearly 4% of the entire company. Why? Because NU isn't your average digital bank. This company has over 100 million customers across Brazil, Mexico, and Colombia. Their business model is ruthless. No physical branches, ultra-low costs, massive scalability. And here's the Buffett angle. NU is doing exactly what Bank of America or American Express did decades ago, except it's doing it digitally, faster, and in an emerging market with 10 times growth potential. Revenue has been growing at over 60% year over year. They are now profitable and customer growth, insane. In Q1 alone, they added over 5 million new users. Stock-wise, NU is up around 55% in the last 12 months, but still trading at a forward price to earnings ratio of just 21. Cheap for a company with this kind of growth. In fact, analysts from JP Morgan and Goldman have set their price targets between $12 and $14, giving it 25 to 40% upside from today's levels. And Buffett, he keeps buying more through every dip. Because while everyone is obsessed with US fintech flameouts, this is a global juggernaut operating in a market 10 times hungrier for digital banking than the West. NU has become one of the top 5 most valuable financial institutions in Latin America, and they're only just beginning to tap credit cards, personal loans, insurance, and even investing. Buffett isn't playing checkers here. He's planting seeds in countries where the middle class is exploding and the old banks are dinosaurs. But now, it's time for stock number 5. And if you haven't heard about this one yet, buckle up, because Buffett is quietly backing the future of AI infrastructure. The company TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, ticker TSM.